I review coffee machines almost every day, but that means I know how many choices there are, especially when it comes to pod coffee machines. But these are my favourite, and here are the pros and cons of each. So first up, this is the Lavazza Modo Mio Smeg. Now, if you couldn't tell, this is a collab between Lavazza and Smeg, and it comes in black, red, and this lovely ivory colour as well. Now this is only compatible with Lavazza's Modo Mio capsules, which you can find in supermarkets quite frequently, but there aren't that many choices when it comes to drink options. Usually just espressos or lungos, so if you like those two types of coffee, then you're great. Its water tank is just under 1 litre, which is quite standard for pod coffee machines, but Lavazza is known for having quite small water tanks in its other machines, so this isn't too bad. The main downside about this pod coffee machine is that there's no integrated milk frother. So if you like milk-based drinks like lattes, cappuccinos, this probably isn't the one for you. It comes in at just under £250, which is a little pricey, but the Smeg branding is the reason behind that. Next up, we've got the Nespresso Vertuo Latissima. Now, Nespresso is known for its pod coffee machine, so this list probably wouldn't make sense without an espresso machine in there. But this is one of its Vertuo machines, which means it exclusively works with Vertuo capsules. So if you didn't know, Nespresso actually put a patent on its Vertuo capsules, which means no other brand can replicate them to make them compatible with their own machines. However, I love Vertuo capsules because there's loads of choice, there's always a new flavour to try. It's really, really fun. So if you know your Nespresso machines, this basically looks like the Vertuo Pop with the milk carafe attached to the front. So this is detachable, which means it can be stored in the fridge in between uses as well. As you guessed it, this means that this machine can also make milk-based drinks like lattes, like cappuccinos, with all of the Vertuo capsules, so there's loads and loads of choice when it comes to drinks. One big plus about this machine as well is that the water tank is really big. It's 1.6 litres, so it's great if you have a larger family or you just drink lots of coffee. The Vertuo Latissima comes in at £379, so again, a step up from the Smeg, but that's in line with a lot of Nespresso's other machines too. And finally, we have the Morning Machine. Now, this is probably the most premium pod coffee machine on the market today. It's very high tech and it's got this digital screen, which is how you control it. However, the difference between this machine and the others I've showed you today is that you can individually personalize your coffee to your own taste. There's settings like pressure profiling, you can also set the temperature that you want your coffee to be at, and there's even something called pre-infusion mode, which blooms the coffee before it's brewed. There's also an app that you can control the machine through, and you can set up to 10 profiles through this, so if you have people in your household that are also using the machine, then it works really well for that as well. The Morning Machine is compatible with the original Nespresso capsules, so those are probably the most common pods that you see day to day. However, they don't work with the Nespresso Vertuo machine, so you have to make that difference. Now, the Morning Machine is also £440, which is very, very steep for a pod coffee machine, but with all of the settings you have access to, it definitely explains it. So if you're wondering which pod coffee machine to go for, I would choose the Lavazza model if you like that high-end branding and also prefer espressos or lungos. Go for the Nespresso if you like milk-based drinks and also prefer having the choice between lots of different types of capsules. And finally, go for the Morning Machine if you like personalising your brew and you also have the budget to do so.